Alright, so this is episode 2 of Doki Doki Literature Club. Last one we left off, kind of like talking with Monika as we're giving her our poem. Sadly, it like ends the stream after a certain amount of time, and apparently I was going on for a little too long. So, yeah. Um, watch the first episode. Nothing really interesting is going on right now, as it is, but um, Monika does kind of act strange. Like from the first game, like some of her words are like, all right. I didn't like when I was talking to her. She was saying, "I know Monika, right?" Well, Sarah was asking me to Monika, and Monika said, "I know him very well, but we rarely ever talk." And that kind of stumped me. Like, you know, is she talking about the room? Like, is she aware of the past game? And is this a completely different game? So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel the way that, you know. I see. Well, let's read it then. Alright. So this is the same poem. A hole in the wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction? The sparkle protrudes. A noisy neighbor. An angry boyfriend. I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see it. I reel. Blind like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas, already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he on the other side was looking in. Yeah. So if you don't get this, when she said, I realize now that I wasn't looking in, I was looking out. She was looking out of the computer screen, or whatever you play this on, TV, whatever. That's what she's talking about. And he on the other side was looking in, which is talking about me, like actually me. Because she's breaks the fourth wall later on. Which if you watch the first game, recommend go watch it. Alright, so that's it. So what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. I'm sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it could be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany. Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. You try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Who should I show my poem to next? Okay, I think next would be, say, Yoi. As Yori reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hit me. Really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of a writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicate you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Now that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at the poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. That's the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick on them. I think the most thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. And the result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, it's not something you can be blamed for. There's so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example, and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. That's kind of nice. Nasuki can be a little bit biased, though. Yuri, you shouldn't be talking about that. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. There you go. Shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. Don't say sorry to me. Say sorry to her. Huh? I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or Nasuki. Could be all of them. Oh, sorry. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. Oh, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing? Yeah. Paddling? Bathing? Must be this one. The last remaining street light to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I battle calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. Sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. What? Handwriting is pretty. I just not amazing in cursive. Like I could read it, but I wasn't thinking at all. Monika's easier to read. But it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. Also, I like. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into Ghost, Yuri? She said, uh-huh. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Carl. Oh, really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that the poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in the work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in her past, remaining a place of comfort, and will be let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it in that way. I haven't even thought of that. That's an impressive. Eh? It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so nah. If you think I could probably learn a thing or two from you, you think so? Yeah, of course. You know. I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Carl. Ah, me too. It is hot here, guys. I'm sorry, I might have to turn the fan on. Sorry, I have to turn the fan. Who should I open my poem to next? Sayori. This is a good poem, Carl. Are you sure it's first time? Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time? I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it seriously. Or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy you wrote one. It just reminds me how you're really a part of the club now. Not mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? Like I said before, Carl, deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people. Something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of her motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah. And I'm going to make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That will be my way of thanking you. Alright? I'm going to hold you to that then. Yay! Now you read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me get out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue, it's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Aww. It works though. Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No, just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little bit better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Oh yeah, I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how shall I put it? It sounds just like you. Aww, really? Yeah. Especially the last line. I made eggs and toast. She's like the most adorable character I think in this game, bro. Even though you were like, she's kind of an asshole though. It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. Should I save the game? I might save the game. I think I need to. Yeah, I've been playing this for a little bit now. The This was so much fun. Monika's the best. Oh yeah. But next time I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess look forward to it. I'll look forward to it. Who should I do my poem tonight? Nasuki's the last one. Carl, if you're not going seriously, then go home. What? Harsh. What, you expect me to believe that you actually put effort into this? You think I'm stupid? I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put effort in. We all start from somewhere, right? If you're so proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about. Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I would tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again. Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess. Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you, you'll probably think it's stupid. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. Yeah? I told you that you weren't gonna I like it. What? Just be honest, I am. Why are you so convinced I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. It's like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. The other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. Helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from you, the youngest one here, did you? I guess not. I decided to humor her with the last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Nasuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It says everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is the literature club after all, I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Terry and Monika are happily chatting. I just landed on Yuri and Nasuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Nasuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Eh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Nasuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Aw, thanks. Yours is cute. Cute. Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's really about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Eh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out that nice at all. Well, I do have a couple of suggestions. Yuri, if I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Say where he liked it, and Carl did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Carl liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Nasuki suddenly stands up. Oh. I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Eh? That's not what... You're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Carl appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours. Appreciated yours. Huh, and how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I wouldn't deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the ones whose boobs grew magically. I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Carl started showing up. You just did not say that. It's just crazy. Nasuki! Nasuki, that's a little, this doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting guys. Suddenly both girls turned towards me as if they just noticed I was standing there. Carl? She just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it, and she'd get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point of making your poem convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out to the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Carl. There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our languages. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding it is not only necessarily eliminating yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Carl? Well, how did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whoever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. So of course, that's going to be... Now, I don't know. I was with Yuri. But if I pick Monika... Like, Yuri was kind of being nice at the beginning. It was Nasuki who was kind of rude. I'm going with Yuri. Nasuki? You're right that I liked your poem. See? Wait. That's not an excuse for you to be so mean. You shouldn't pick a fight just because someone's opinion is different. That's not what happened at all. Yuri wouldn't even take my poem seriously. I understand. Yuri? Eh? You're a seriously talented writer. It's no secret that I was impressed. Well, that's... But here's the thing. No matter how simple or refined someone's writing style is, they're still putting feelings into it, and it becomes something really personal. That's why Nasuki felt threatened when you said her poem was cute. I see. I didn't notice that. I'm sorry. But Nasuki, you took it way too far. Yuri means well, and if you just told her how you felt, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. Are you kidding? That's exactly what I did. It was her that... Nasuki, I think that's enough. You both said some things that you didn't mean. Yuri apologized. Don't you think that you should too? No. Nasuki clenches her fist. In the end, nobody takes her side. She's trapped at this point, being defiant. Only because she can't handle the pressure. I'm too tired, guys. I'm gonna do this one last episode and then I'm done. I ended even feeling bad for her. Sometimes when I'm hurt, it helps me to take a walk and clear my head. So where she doesn't need to, you know what? I'm going to do that. It'll spare me from having to look at all your faces right now. Without warning, Nasuki snatches her own poem up from her desk and storms out. She crumbles up the poem with her hands and throws it in the trash. Nasuki really didn't need to do that. Monika, go back to being weird. I look across the room. Yuri has her chin buried in her hands while she stares down at her desk. So I feel like Yuri feels really bad about it, and that Yuri actually does care about her and did say some stuff she didn't mean. Like, at first, like, even when they started fighting, I think Yuri was just being, like, you know, like, it is a cute riding star. I don't think Yuri was trying to be offensive, you know. I gingerly approach her and sit in an adjacent chair. Everything alright? I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I acted like that. You probably hate me now. No, Yuri. How could anyone not have gotten frustrated after being treated like that? You handle it as well as anyone could. I don't think any less of you. Well, alright, I believe you. Thanks, Carl. You're too kind. I'm thankful to have you a part of this club now. It's nothing. One more thing. That one thing that Nasuki said about you know, I would never do anything so shameful. So, what thing does Nasuki say? Well, never mind that. I'm going to make some tea. Good idea. Her boobs growing a size bigger. Make enough for the one person, okay? Yeah. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I'd say it was worth it. It was alright, well, mostly. Carl, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learn something new from your friends, too. So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself, I did learn a little bit more about the kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination. Carl? Ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Sorry beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I spent this much time together. You really say I'm not enjoying it either. Aww. Sayori? Well, that happened earlier. What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Nasuki. That kind of thing happen often? No. That's the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion. I can see why they'd make good friends with you. You know, Carl, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the most happiest. And I think everyone really likes you too. That's... every day is going to be so much fun. It looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? Well, just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than to her. It's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay, yeah, let's do this. So, am I still going with Yuri? I feel like I'm gonna still go with Yuri. Should be. Oh, damn it. Alright, she's dark. Damn it. Whoa! Depart defeat. Fuck. Philosophy? Completely vibrant. Imagination? Oh, that's, of course it's the spines. Fuck. I hope that y'all. This is the second episode. The game should start picking up soon. Like in the next 2 episodes, we're already in the day. We're past 2 days. We're on the 3rd day. And I do believe the coming up soon on here. So I imagine within 2 more episodes, the game will start heating up a little bit. Maybe 3rd or 4th. Might see Sayori in a bad way that none of us want to see. I don't know what they mean by side paths. I haven't seen a fucking side path yet. Yeah, it's been nice recording. I don't know what to call myself. I'm just gonna call myself Indian Man or Flight, or Indian Flight, and Angel. They all work. This is Indian Man, and I'm out, dog. Like, I mean, see you in the next episode.